Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom, people believed in magic and honored brave knights. The land appeared peaceful, but darkness waited in the shadows. In the heart of the mountains, an ancient sorcerer created an army of shadows and planned to conquer every village. The story began when a young squire named Aldric dreamed of glory. He lived in a small village and admired the courage of legendary heroes. Every night he practiced with wooden swords and trained his body. He wanted to become a knight and defend his people. One day, a messenger arrived in the village and delivered terrible news. He reported that a dark army marched toward the valley. The villagers prepared their defenses, built wooden walls, and organized groups of guards. Aldric supported them, carried supplies, and encouraged the children. Even though he was young, he inspired courage. When the enemy approached, fire destroyed houses and smoke covered the sky. The villagers resisted, but the shadows attacked with endless strength. Aldric gathered his friends, defended the gates, and shouted brave words. He believed that unity created hope. The people listened, followed him, and fought with determination. After hours of battle, the shadows retreated, but the cost remained heavy. Many families suffered, and the village almost collapsed. That night, Aldric walked among the ruins and noticed an old man. The stranger introduced himself as Master Edrin, a retired wizard who studied forgotten spells. He explained that only a lost crystal could defeat the dark sorcerer. Aldric accepted the quest. He prepared his backpack, collected food, and sharpened his sword. He greeted his family, promised to return, and marched with courage. Along the way, he entered forests, crossed rivers, and climbed mountains. He discovered new friends: Lyria, a healer who treated wounds and protected spirits, and Brenar, a hunter who tracked enemies and guided the group. Together, they traveled and created trust. During the journey, they visited ancient ruins, explored hidden caves, and faced bandits. They defended innocent travelers, rescued prisoners, and shared food with strangers. Every action created bonds and shaped their destiny. Aldric studied maps, marked paths, and remembered legends about the crystal. After many weeks, they reached the Temple of Echoes. Legends said that the temple guarded the crystal, but dangerous trials tested every challenger. Inside, the group entered dark halls, solved puzzles, and avoided traps. They discovered old inscriptions, translated messages, and followed signs. Each trial demanded patience, courage, and loyalty. At last, Aldric touched the crystal. Light filled the chamber, and power awakened in his heart. The group celebrated, rested, and prepared for the final battle. They marched back to the valley and warned the villagers. The people repaired houses, built stronger walls, and trusted Aldric as their leader. The dark sorcerer returned with his shadows. Thunder echoed, and storms surrounded the battlefield. Aldric raised the crystal, and light spread across the land. The shadows weakened, trembled, and finally disappeared. The sorcerer screamed, resisted, and attacked, but Aldric advanced with his companions. They fought with honor, combined their skills, and defeated him. Peace returned to the kingdom. The villagers celebrated with music, dance, and fire. Aldric received armor, a shining sword, and the title of knight. He thanked his friends, respected his mentors, and promised to protect justice. The healer Lyria created a sanctuary, treated the sick, and supported the poor. Brenar returned to the forest, trained new hunters, and defended the borders. Master Edrin wrote books, shared knowledge, and guided new students. Aldric traveled across the land, encouraged young squires, and reminded people that courage lived in ordinary hearts. He never forgot the ruins, the crystal, or the sacrifice of his people. The kingdom remembered his story, repeated his words, and honored his deeds for generations. And so, the tale ended. The boy, who once practiced with wooden swords, became a knight of light and created a legacy that inspired the world.